There you go. What up, man? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are
How's the
you?
weekend? I'm straight, man. I
A
won't complain.
little rough for me.
Rough.
Dealing with a
Why is that?
household of sick people.
You're not sick?
Nah. We hold it down.
Gotcha. That means that you'll be sick next week and you'll be on the
We'll
verge
see
of
on
death.
the next episode of NRA.
We'll see how you hold up.
Yeah. If I'm not as excited when we get on, you know why.
Now, if you come on, yeah, man, welcome to new episode. Yeah, that's what's really gonna happen. But anyway, welcome to episode 3. Let's hop right into it. The big
Let's
talk
get it.
is the beef talk that seems to be uh, what's been taking over the hip hop realm and the urban culture realm. What you think? Well, first let's start based on the last time we spoke. So
Okay.
we recorded, and then like hours later, J. Cole does his apology. So we haven't spoken in detail about the apology. What did you think about the apology?
As a man, all right, cool. I get it. It don't sit right with your spirit. You don't want that type of energy. Cool. Do you? I think it was um, very big of him to do it on a public stage. Now, the hip hop head on me says you little bitch. But honestly, this is not just from the J. Cole standpoint. This is all the whole back and forth going on right now. Man, this generation of beef is just weird compared to our generation of beef, man.
How
Like,
so?
I don't know, man. It just don't feel right, dog.
The
It feels
beef or
like
what he did?
everything. I mean, between, and I don't want to go too far ahead, but from a hip hop stand, the apology from J. Cole, like, I get that you might have been in your feelings, you thought it was the right thing. I would have rather you sat on it for another week like Drake did
Right.
before you release it, get fired, and then, hey, I apologize. I feel bad. Like, sit on it, man. Don't make a rush decision. It's not like you did a 2 hour turnaround, which we'll talk about that too.
So, I mean, I feel like you're hiding the real opinion, which is that was the most light skinned thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like
Nah, fuck that, bro. I ain't gonna say that was light skin. That was just some bitch
no,
ass shit.
it,
Hey,
tomato
you
tomato.
can't. Nah. Because if you want to really get serious about it, Tyrese got y'all looking crazy too. So don't blame it on the
Yeah,
light skin shit.
I mean Tyrese
Tyrese
is
ain't like.
Tyrese though. The dark.
No, see, you be giving
Wait.
passes, dog.
No. I'm about to say the dark skin delegation. We met and we discussed Tyrese and the issue that is Tyrese. And I'll be honest with you, we had to have a come to Jesus moment with him when he and The Rock were beefing. You know what I mean? Like, Tyrese he is a stain on us, right? But he made Sweet Lady and so many other hits that we got to just take that one, right? Like your boy J. Cole said, we got to just take that on the chin, right? That's what y'all say, right? So anyway, but nah, man, I hated it. I hated the apology, not because, like you said, from a man being blah 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 blah. That is all cool, but
We
it,
talking hip
it's
hop. Don't nobody want that.
right, but it saddens me is like to apologize after that song. Like it would be different if this was the super ugly apology where yeah, you said some things that can
He
be
didn't even go
taken
really left
horribly.
field. You know what I
He didn't go
mean?
left. You saying really? He didn't go left at all. All he said was your album sucked. That's level
I
one of
mean,
rap beef.
but you think about it, though. Anytime you talk about somebody's craft, even though it's not like a major diss, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like dissing your mama, your cousin, your baby. You talk about somebody's craft for real, man. That shit hurts, dog.
Yeah, but that's the only that's all we
Agreed.
expected from this beef. Meaning like
Agreed.
this was gonna be the most non-violent beef. Look, there's so much beef happening in rap right now. JT and Glorilla has more chance of physical violence than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
this was like a friendly sparring match, and you
Cardi
apologize.
Cardi B and Nicki Minaj had a physical altercation.
We
We're
weren't
not
seeing
worried
this. Yeah,
about. Yeah, we weren't worried about that. So to apologize, but to apologize after, I'll say, a good 2 years of going on a tirade, of not a tirade, but like a feature slaughter, telling in your verses that you're the baddest rapper around. You dare somebody to step up. He said that on the Dare song,
yeah.
right? And somebody stepped up, and not
And
even
then
somebody, not even they didn't even step up and say, J. Cole, you're trash. They said Drake is trash, and you was next to him.
so you smell like trash.
Yeah, like you could just take a shower and get that off of you. Like that, he could have just said nothing and just he could have rested on the whole, the song wasn't about me, so I don't have to respond type thing, and just
See,
neutralize himself from the whole beef altogether.
and I think that's why he apologized, right? Because I think he went down that line of, oh shit, everybody think Drake or Kendrick's talking to me and Drake, right? Obviously he is, but everyone who really knows hip hop knows that was really targeted towards Drake and not J. Cole. But yet
Well,
J. Cole was the first one to fire back.
see, I think everybody knew it was about Drake. I think what it is,
I
I
know
think the
that.
difference.
Well,
No, I'm saying no. What I'm saying is,
I
I
get what
think
you're
the
saying.
difference is the hip hop heads wanted the like super lyrical miracle hip hop fans wanted Cole versus Kendrick. The general public was expecting Drake versus Kendrick. And I think that is the distinction. I think in like we spoke when we first spoke about it, you kind of dismissed Drake initially, right? You weren't waiting for Drake. You were waiting for Kendrick's response. But I think the average consumer was the opposite, where they just wanted Drake to do what Drake does. And you know, what I mean, I don't know. I think it's unfortunate. I think hip hop,
I don't
he did a disservice, in my opinion. He did a disservice
agree.
by doing the
Agree.
apology.
I mean, I think he did a disservice just in doing the diss track in general, right? He should have. I mean, real talk though. Like, if you're sitting there and you're hearing a track and you're catching strays, not necessarily directed towards you, but you feel like you catching strays, right? Because the only thing that was really said from Kendrick was the big three. There ain't no big three. It's just big me, and
Right.
that ain't no real compared to what we know in hip hop beef. That ain't no diss. Not at least to J. Cole. J. Cole really should have sat his ass down and waited and see, all right, hold on. Let's see if Kendrick is really about this smoke. I mean, again, the track J. Cole released was a fire track. But then to go behind it and apologize, bro, you should have just waited. It took Drake, what, 3 weeks? And that's after the next track from uh Future. So like, bruh, wasn't nobody
So
sweating it. We wanted it, but wasn't nobody sweating it.
so let's go ahead and skip to it because you mentioned it now. So Drake released a track, or there is a song that is out that is allegedly a Drake's diss track. It's not on streaming, it's not anywhere, but you could find it on the interwebs, right? So what do you think of the song?
I think it's all right. Um, Again, I don't know about this generation of beefing. I don't I don't feel anything from it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was a good diss track. I'm actually happy that Drake did it and called out everybody, but it was like, damn, bruh, like, you want to talk about being light skinned? Like, he popped out and pulled a Eminem, fuck everybody, y'all all gonna catch these hands. And I'm
But
with it though.
everybody was dissing him, right?
I
It is
know,
one
but
versus 20 right now, so
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel
it,
like
it was two
it would
versus
have
20,
been.
but one of them gave an apology instead.
It was It was 1 versus 20. Ain't nobody care about J. Cole, bro. J. Cole is everybody uncle that always bring alcohol to the damn cookout. So you love to hate him. no matter what it is. Ain't nobody worried about J. Cole. Like, I think it was more so as a fan, we were just so excited from all the heat J. Cole has been putting out with the verses, like you say, and we just wanted to see more of that heat.
Right. But
And
don't get too focused on J. Cole. Back to the Drake. So
right, 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 right.
you were saying
I
that
don't know.
like
I just
this generation. Let me ask you this though. So comparing it to the previous generation, I my is it just that you're just not that big of a Drake fan and therefore you're not really engaged into his music? Because
so first of all, let's kill this because I've been seeing this for the last couple of weeks. You do realize I was listening to Drake before you. I've never not been a fan. Like
it
I've
didn't sound
listened
like it.
to no, I'm a
I didn't see your
realist.
OVO tattoo. I didn't see your OVO
Come on,
tattoo.
bruh.
Yeah.
Come on, bruh. I'm a
You ain't going
realist.
by law.
When it comes to hip hop, I'm a realist and I just have what I like. I've always liked Drake's music. I have been more catered to his older stuff, before he actually got mainstream, his underground stuff. But I've never been a Drake hater, right? I just expect more from what he gave when he first came out. So let's clear that air because I feel like the last couple of weeks you've been like on my ass about me hating Drake. I don't hate
Look,
Drake.
I look. So I'll say this: I used to hate Drake, so I'm not.
I
I'm
know
not
we
gonna
had this
lie.
conversation.
Yeah, I proudly rep that flag as a Drake, as a reformed Drake hater. But I guess I never. But my issue was always that like I could have at the time I could have done without the singing. I just wanted the rapping, and
Yeah. And that was
but
me
I
too,
never.
right?
Right, but I never questioned his ability to rap, and just in all fairness to me, I feel like even when we were discussing it, you were dismissive of his rap ability because at one point you was like he's not even a you didn't consider him a hip hop artist, right? You was like he's a whole nother thing,
No,
but
no, 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 no. We said
said
I
it.
don't consider him a lyricist. As a hip hop artist,
Uh,
he's definitely a hip hop artist. I didn't never question his ability to handle a beef. My question was in his want to handle a beef. When it came to a real lyrical person, I feel like he always backs out. That was my thing. Never that he couldn't. I just feel like either it gets handled on the side or he moves on and then he may throw some hidden shots down the line. But I never said he
gotcha,
couldn't. I just don't feel
gotcha,
like he wanted to.
gotcha. So for me, listening to the song, I thought the song was straight. I
Me
think
too.
as a diss record, I thought it was good. I like that he threw shots at everybody, including John Morant. I like that.
Yo, that shit had me dying, dog. I was like, why are we talking about the NBA?
I like that. That's all great for me, right? But I think my takeaway from it is that like the as much as I enjoyed it as a disc record, it feels like one of those disposable disc records. So
It
and
is.
I say that in the sense of like what I like about like that is that I can play it again, and I think we will hear it again. There's a reason it was number one for 3 weeks, right? Because I think people genuinely like that song, and I think take away the beef element of it, let him not even mention that whole big three thing. People would have still loved the song. I don't see that for this track. I just don't. But again, for what it's doing for him defending himself or attacking all these other people who've been coming at him for the past few weeks, I like it, and I think it's a good first jab in this.
I
For
agree.
you, what do you have? What's the score now? Everybody involved
I
these
don't.
three people have released songs. Who's up?
I still think Kendrick is up, but again, I don't think it's a fair comparison because you got
Okay,
Kendrick really talking to just Drake. And then Drake coming back into his response, yeah, he was talking to Kendrick, but he's like, all right, cool. I'll get some off on Kendrick. I'll get some off on Metro. I'll get some off on Future. And I just kind of wish it was more of a singles. Or if you're going to do a group, hit me with that, that G Unit versus
see, but the only And I agree with you. The only reason I don't, and it's not fair to make this comparison, but Takeover was a good song,
Yeah,
and Jay Z was shooting at
everybody.
everybody.
But he didn't win that first round. If you compare Ether to Takeover,
Ether was the response. So Ether was the response to Takeover. In which case, yes, you are right. He lost, but it was an impressive Takeover is still to me up there as far as like songs that I could just listen to again. So while I agree with you wholeheartedly, Ether wins the one that beef between the two of them, the back and forth.
right?
I still I was just making the comparison of one person shooting at the field. That's what was done in Takeover, and I was using that as an example of where you could be successful with that. Now you may still lose because the other person can still rap, right? But that's what I want if you're going at the field. And I say it's not fair because Jay Z is Jay Z, right? We're saying it like it's just, oh yeah,
Well,
anybody could do that. But
I don't. I don't necessarily say it's not fair because it's Jay Z and Jay Z. I mean, technically Drake is this generation's Jay Z, right? As far as
blasphemy. But
hits,
go ahead, I'm with you.
as far as hits,
No,
right?
no, no. As far as just real talk,
Yeah.
I'm just talking
But
shit. Just
here's
it's the hater
where
coming out.
here's where I say you negated that argument prior to even starting it, because the first thing you said when you compared or when you made mention of Drake's track, and I 100% agree with you, it's a throwaway. I'm not listening to this after this beef is over. Takeover, there could be no beef. I'm still listening to
Right.
Takeover, dog. It's a
But that's
good
why.
song.
Right, and that's so I wasn't. I guess I was negating. I perhaps I did negate it, but I'm saying it, and we're agreeing here, right? So
Yeah,
we're
we're definitely
agreeing, but
agreeing.
that's an example of what I would have liked. Something
Agreed.
sonically, something like that, where, like you said, I can go back and here we are, 2001, 23 years later, and I can still bump Takeover, right? But I don't know
Agreed.
if I want to listen to this by the end of the summer.
But I mean,
So
again, for me, right, the difference between Takeover and Drop and Give Me 50, Drop and Give Me 50 don't sound like a song. You know what I mean?
right.
It just sounds like a diss. Takeover sounded like a song and a
For
diss.
sure. For sure.
And it is hard for me. I believe it's hard for this generation's rap to do that. Now, there has been occurrences, like I'll give you back to back. Back to back for Drake, to me, is one of his
Yeah.
best diss tracks. But it's also a good song. If you knew
Yeah.
nothing about Meek Mill, back to back is a
You
good
could just
song.
listen to it by itself.
And they
I don't
forget
think it's
about
hard.
that.
I think it's hard for everyone, every generation to do that. I think there's only, if you actually start saying which diss records are just good records overall, it's only a handful that are just great records overall and not just, you know, someone being being vicious. At least that I think, and I say that like while I love the Beans and Jadakiss back and forth, I can listen to them. I don't know if I can go back and listen to them just on a random Tuesday, right? Without me thinking the beef. I don't know if they will stand out to me the same way if the beef wasn't there. But I do feel what you're saying. I totally agree with you. I just think that that's far more common than we think.
But let me ask you this. If you go back and you do a running list, I get agreed in saying it's more uncommon than we think, right? But out of the ones that meet that list, most of them is our generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even if we
That's
do
because
it,
most beefs are because now the beef now is like they really shoot each other, right?
nah. I mean, you had before us, right? You had the I say before us is Cannabis and LL Cool J. Even though I know that's you, but that wasn't
right,
really my time. You had beasts
right.
before us. It just didn't. I don't feel like they made enough of a presence. Whereas, and maybe it's because we had Biggie and Tupac, which is arguably the
Yeah, I
best
think,
beef of all time.
and I think that left a weird, not weird. That left a
It
noticeable
left a
stain,
really weird.
right? Like it just people were very hesitant, but like and I'll show my age here, but when 4321 came out, that was a big deal. That was huge. The fact that he dissed him on his own song, it is not. It may not be one of your favorites, but like I love that song. I go back to it all the time, right? But
Who is that?
it was LL Cool J. He and Cannabis were on the same track. Yeah, you just you don't fuck with Ladies Love Cool J. But
I,
go
I
back and
feel like
listen.
I'll
I
listen
told
to it.
you I
You
told you
have.
many times. And but LL isn't even the best part of the song. It's DMX. DMX is the best part of the song, and then Meth and Red have a back and forth, just spitting. It to me, it is a great song, and then DMX comes in and murders everybody, and then LL comes back. But what made it a huge deal was you had at the time so many great rappers on one song, in which Cannabis, one of the lyrical miracle people, made a reference
Why
to
you keep
LL,
saying
and then
lyrical miracle?
LL came behind him and dissed him on the same song. So
Yeah.
it was a big deal, but I digress.
Hey,
That was a
si-
thousand years ago,
similar
back in
to
the 1900s.
what's his face? That Ti Luda.
Oh yeah, similar to that. See, but yeah, that's cool. So final thoughts on the Drake diss. What like it, love it. What do you think is next?
Mm. I mean, from a Drake standpoint, I think he did what he needed to do, right? He got a record out there. It wasn't necessarily trash. Or I'm not even gonna say necessarily. It wasn't trash. It was a
Gotcha.
decent, good record, and which he addressed everybody. We have to bring in light what happened immediately after that.
Yeah, I was
So
about to say
we'll yeah.
the real answer is what happens next. Rick Ross accused Drake of having
Hey,
a nose job.
hey. So, and I know he did this in 2 hours. He ain't do this in 2 hours. Let's be real. Rick Ross has been sitting on some of that for a minute. I don't
Of
know. I don't
course.
care. I don't care what anybody says. And here's why, right? Look at the difference between, for me, the difference between Drake and Rick Ross's beef or their tracks. Drake had time, threw it together, and to me, it sounds thrown together. Rick Ross had no time. That track came out. He threw it together in 2 hours, and maybe it's just the way he was rapping, but it felt together. It
I
didn't.
I disagree with you here in the sense
Okay.
of one, we discussed it last week. I think Drake being on tour, I think his actual when he had time started when the tour ended. And
Okay.
I'm only saying this. I've never rapped, never been on tour at all. But I'm saying this listening to podcasts, listening to other former rappers, and they make a distinction of how it is not always the most comfortable thing to record while you're on tour, right? They even use that as uh, one of the reasons that Meek Mill's response to Drake and their back and forth was lackluster, and they attribute part of it to Meek Mill being on tour. So that's number one. Number two, while I agree with you that it seemingly is as if he did it in 2 hours, and we both know he didn't, I think since they've been having an unheard beef for a while, I think he was sitting on maybe the verses or
I
what he
agree.
wants to say for months, and
As
it's
soon as
just a
I
matter
found,
of
as soon as you sent me that, that's what's the first thing I said. He been holding on to that since Drake
yeah.
did the beef with Meek Mill. It wasn't two
But
hours.
right, but I think that honestly, I think they're all doing that. I think Kendrick is what has been reported allegedly. Kendrick has like 2, 3 songs just ready to go. I think Drake has stuff ready to go, and it's just that he probably had a Kendrick track ready, but now he had to shoot at 30 people at the same time, so he had to take one stanza from
And
I take all my short jokes from my Kendrick bar, put it in here.
so here's the thing, right? And everyone, and when they do their music is different. But I know, at least for me, I agree with you in saying that when you're on tour, you know, trying to record something could be hard. I never made mention of recording. More so, you should be working on your track, as in like at least writing the bars down. Right? You have enough downtime. One, it keeps you going as a artist, kind of keeps you in that creative juices. Um, but two, I don't. Again, I don't expect him to make the track while he's or record it at least while he's doing it. You can have bits and pieces and bars in here. So to the fact that you said I think everyone's doing it, I completely agree. There's only a select few people who truly freestyle, right? And freestyle is what most people see now. You throw on a beat and I spit a verse that may not be heard until you do something like the Five Fingers of Death with Sway. That to me is a true freestyle. That to me is because you can't prepare for that. You can't somebody all right throw the word orange out or throw the word marriage out or anything. That makes you think on your head, and I know it doesn't. I had this discussion with somebody anyway the other day. It's what they're rhyming based on the syllables, not the word itself.
I just had to be a nerd.
But I know. But that to me is the difference, right? Mm-hmm. And I think at least agreed to you in saying Drake had most of the Kendrick done. I think beyond the tour, it was probably done before the tour. It was in light of Friday morning coming, and then that future Metro album comes out. Wait a minute, now I gotta readjust. And he probably could have already been working on something for Future and Metro just from the first one, but now he has to add in the little bits and pieces. So
did you listen
I
to
completely agree with you.
Did you listen to it yet?
The album?
Yeah.
So here's the thing, and you knew this, right? There was no track listings.
No, there was a track listing.
As far as hold on. Yeah, I was about to say there was no track listings that included the feature artist, so we had to guess. All right, so I was like, okay, well, the first album was decent, so I started from the beginning. I probably got down to track 4 or 5 and was like, yeah, this isn't for me, and I quit straight up. It wasn't until Saturday when you was like, yo, Drake has to diss everybody, and I was like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, what's going on? What did I miss? And you sent that list and it was like, oh shit, everyone's on there dissing Drake. All right, what tracks? Because I'm not listening to this whole album. But what I will say is when you get to the point of listening to, I guess, the first quote unquote diss track, which is the Future Metro J. Cole, that track and onward is just is decent. I
think that wasn't a diss. Well, J. Cole wasn't dissing him, so it was just.
It wasn't a diss. Yeah. It wasn't a diss either. I agree with you. What you're saying. But that was the first on the list. Everything from that one on, I thought was decent. And again, I didn't listen from behind that track to where I ended on day one. Gotcha. But what about you?
I thought it was straight. It's it is the more I heard it said is the more melodic, is the R&B Future, and I think I prefer that just overall. I think I got to be just in a mood to listen to them. It's not something I just run to. Now I will say, production, the actual just sonically, the music, the production sounds dope. Putting it in the car, it goes hard, but it's not something that I would run to. Now I know there's going to be some singles on there that'll be on the radio and all over TikTok.
And absolutely, it's Future.
That's how I will like it more, is when that song creates the earworm and just burrows into your head.
Oh, you hear it and be like, oh cool. Shit, let me go listen to it on the album. Yeah,
Future album. So I expect that to occur with these two records he released, but never ran to future albums, and these didn't make me do it either.
No, me neither.
That said, though, I listened to the songs that were beefing. I hadn't listened for ASAP Rocky song and ever.
Hey, that one actually hit. ASAP was talking
Yeah,
some shit.
you make fun of his wife, baby mom, he's gonna come back at you, right? So he had to do something.
I'm just saying
If he did it,
that one,
see, but to
that
me,
one hit,
the
bruh.
song was nice. Again, mostly the production, but it was cool. His verse was alright to me. It wasn't. It didn't draw much
Nah, it
out of me.
ain't.
So
I agree. It wasn't as a diss track. You know, I say so, right? It was light hits, nothing crazy. But as a song, I think that song is going to be one of those songs that is on the
that's
radio for a while. And I could tell ASAP Rocky has some production on that one. That wasn't a
you think
feature
so?
only song. That sounded like a ASAP Rocky song. You know what I mean? Like he probably was like, all right, let me come in this, let me put a hand on mine and let's move. That's what it sounded like. That gave me old what was his first mixtape? Long Live
So
ASAP or something
I
like that.
wasn't. I didn't. I don't know his mixtapes like that. So
Purple Swag, dog. Yeah, you got ASAP in the beginning before his
yeah.
mainstream stuff. We were on
Yeah,
it.
ASAP Rocky is one of those artists that like I think I just kind of missed. Like the song with him, Drake, and Kendrick. That's the only song of his that I love. Otherwise, is like I couldn't name you an ASAP Rocky song. To tell you the truth, but I think that's just me. I don't think that's me trying to say anything about his artistry or his success. I think I just missed it. It's a blind spot in my
I mean,
music taste.
to be fair, I think it's the first mixtape and the first album for me. Everything after that from ASAP Rocky, it's not my
Yeah,
get up. You know what I mean? But if those first two, when no one
mm-hmm.
knew who he was, that's that's that
Yeah.
portion I like. I don't really care
I
for the
fucking
rest of it.
problems. I could play that on a loop sometimes at the gym. The song goes hard.
And
Yeah.
fucking problems with yeah, but that's the first album, isn't
Again,
it?
couldn't tell you. I don't know.
He's like, I don't
I
know.
just know it's a song I like, and it's a song that like I bump it at the
Yeah.
gym, and I'm like, dang, Kendrick ate these motherfuckers. But hey, I digress. I am just happy. I'm happy to see Drake dissing men for once because he spent like the last 2 years, dude. He threw shots at Meg The Stallion. He made on his last album. He threw shots
I
at
know.
Rihanna. It's like I don't know. As much as I admit to being a Drake hater, to me that's like the sucker shit I don't like. Why are you throwing shots at them? Right when you had all these dudes
Hey,
coming at
so
you. So
I feel like a lot of the beef in hip hop now is all over some sucker shit. If you want to be completely honest, right? It's like, oh, you're sleeping with my girl, or you said something on the track. Like, come on, bro. I feel like everyone's too into their image on what other rappers think of them, and
when
I'm just like,
when wasn't it like
you
that?
know, be you,
With
bro.
exception, with the exception
I'm
of
not saying
when
it
the
wasn't,
rappers wanted to
but
kill each other, because that still happens now.
that definitely still happens now. I don't know. For me, it just maybe I'm older, and it's like, man, what the hell are y'all really beefing over, dog? Oh, you don't like what he said? Fuck it. You're a multi fucking millionaire. Who gives a fuck? You still got bitches in the background. You can throw a track up, get a Grammy, and it's like
Well, you know
ride out
there
in
are
the
artists
wind,
that are
man. Ain't nobody
sensitive about their shit, a la Erica Badu. But
apparently.
that no, no, and I agree with you. I don't think Beanie Siegel and Jadakiss was sucker shit. You know what I mean? I think they and I think that there was a real chance of them harming each other. Right? So and while I don't want to make it seem like that doesn't happen today, because it clearly does. But
It
I
does.
do
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that there's always been trace elements of just sucker shit. Hell, you sent me that video
Always.
sort of the timeline of the Drake and Common thing,
Of
and his only
comment.
admission was it was about a girl, right? Like same, so it sucker shit, right? Like you lost your girl, or you did.
It it was it was, and I'll give you that. But on that one, I think it's a little different, only because Common would have never said anything if Drake wasn't trolling
See,
him.
but that's speculation. We speculate that Drake was trolling him. Drake could have just really been just a fan and just quoted him and used his line. Needless to say, it's still sucker shit. No, it's still sucker shit. Meaning,
Hey, no,
if
I
you're
don't
right,
disagree
it's
with you,
sucker shit.
but
If you aren't with the girl no more, and her new dude says
right
your line, thank you. Have my leftovers.
here, here's here's where I think everyone didn't think about this right. So Common, that line that was used where he was talking about ball players
Ball
and
players and
actors,
actors be knowing my
right?
rhymes.
That was the yeah. So that was the line that Drake tweeted. But everyone forgets that when Drake tweeted that line, that came after the movie Just Right, where he was a ball player and an actor, which is why it stuck out to me. Like, I was like, oh, wait. I know Common didn't mean it that way when he said it, but when Drake posted it, he posted it right after that movie.
And maybe that's again, sucker shit, right? Like,
it's still sucker shit. No, I agree with you. It's still sucker shit.
But
like,
if you look at,
would that happen if Drake didn't say that? Probably. That's my thing.
Because clearly, look, I think Common is a sniper. If you look at his list of partners he has had, yeah, he's up there. Right? He's one of those.
Hey, we got to give a shout out real quick. Shout out to that Mr. Logan. He knows who the fuck he is. Holding these factories down, domestic and abroad.
Like, you wouldn't expect it, but he got him. So I'm saying that to say that if Common and Serena Williams broke up and now she's with Drake, it's not like he's got. I'm sure whomever came after her was one of them. So
Queen Latifah. I'm saying the movie, bro. The movie. God.
You know what I mean? I don't think he's her type. You feel me?
Nah. I mean, we ain't gonna go that way. I'm just
anyway. So my point is that you missed it. My point is that like he could have had 10, 20 bad ones right behind. So like, yeah, you can have her, dude. I moved on. So in my opinion,
absolutely
sucks shit. But just because they're great rappers don't mean they're not suckers. But all right, so of all the rap beefs going on right now, not picking Drake, or what is your favorite? So like, who is your favorite? So even if it's a Drake and which person is your favorite, or just anybody?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't keep up with this shit like that no more. So the only ones I know is all the Drake shit. So for me, it's gonna have to be either Drake and Kendrick or Drake and Ross at this point.
I just found out. So my favorite.
Who am I missing?
Is JT and Young Miami. Yes.
Don't say City Girls.
Yes.
What did I know?
Now, for the record, I've never listened to a City Girls album. Never in my life have I listened to a City Girl album.
That's what he wants you to believe, Chad. That's what he wants you to believe.
I admit what I listen to. I quote the great common sense. If I like it, I like it. I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. That don't mean I'm hating. So, my point is that that's my favorite because again, that's another why.
Why? Please tell me why.
I don't care about them, and I think they can. I can actually see them fighting, like
So you just want the beef to go to hands. That's what it sounds like.
I want the possibility.
That's what it sounds like.
I want the possibility. 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 I of physical violence, but the unlikelihood of physical violence. See, because like they wouldn't fight each other. They make music together. They own a business together. You know what I mean? There's no is it's not good for them to fight. But two hood chicks from Miami, they gonna fight. They gonna fight. But
hey, this sounds like Iffy was the fucking villain growing up in
no,
high school. He was the one sitting in the back,
I
just
wasn't a villain.
puppeteering everybody. Oh yeah, I don't want them to fight. I just want the
I was just the
possibility
guy
for
who
them
would
to
tell you,
fight.
like, yo, you see her? You see her?
Hey, dog. Did you see
Oh,
what
you
he just
didn't?
did to you? Come on, bro. You can't let that slide.
No, no, I'm
That
just
was
saying.
you,
I
If.
just pointed out to you that you said that you weren't gonna just let somebody say that to you. You said it to me.
Hey, If walk around the cafeteria, like, hey, bro, you need my Timbs? I give you 2 inches. You get the you ain't my out of reach, but you got the height.
Exactly. But my second favorite was gonna be JT and Glorilla because they actually did get to the
Come on,
women
bro.
beef is way more entertaining to me. Way more
Come on,
entertaining.
bro.
Way more entertaining. Hey, you know why? Of all the people we've said, right? The only people with hit songs that have beef in it is Kendrick and Glorilla. Yep. Glorilla's music.
I don't know
Hey,
any of
you're
Glorilla.
missing out, good sir.
What's the name
Well,
of the track? Because I don't know shit about Glorilla. Other than she can't say Cuban.
well,
She said
that's that
Cuban.
Memphis talk. Memphis. So wait, side
Cuban.
note, because I got a question on that Cuban. So just do that. But two things. One, do yourself a favor because you don't listen to it. I'm assuming you don't because you don't know this. Meg Thee Stallion has a new single featuring Glorilla. That's where she mentions JT. Go to Meg Thee Stallion's Instagram page. She has the song on her Instagram page on several posts. You're welcome. You're welcome.
If just tell me the name of the
I
damn
don't.
song. I'm not going to Megan Thee Stallion's Instagram. Fuck
First,
it. Find it
first of
out
all,
and
sir,
text
you're
it to me, If.
missing the point. I
Fuck
don't know the
it.
name of the song. Go to her Instagram page and just scroll.
All
Thank
right.
you. You will thank me. You will thank me. All right. So
All right, If. That's all you had to say,
said.
bro. You ain't have to
No,
bring up some beef. You
but
ain't have to bring up some
no,
beef
the
that was
beef is
irrelevant. If what
the
you
beef is
wanted was
relevant.
something else.
You just need
All right,
you
If.
just need
Move
to stop.
on. Move on.
Look, that's the problem with patriarchy. Y'all think only men's beef is important. No.
No, I don't think only
I,
men's beef is important. I just don't give a fuck.
you know, like gender equality. And as such, I watch the women.
I
and number two,
I like gender equality too.
Number two, my which accent? Because you talked about her inability to say certain words, Glorilla. Which accent
Corbin.
do you find the least appealing? Which on a woman, but just in general, and we'll keep it in the U.S. and these United States. Which accent do you find the least appealing?
What are my choices?
United States, yeah.
Any?
You pick.
All right, look.
Go ahead.
You ready for it? Because this shit bothers the fuck out of me. Give me Plies.
About a specific person. Okay, I meant like regional.
No. But I know that. If you know where Plies is, that's that deep south, not the Memphis. I can deal with the Memphis. When that motherfucker was saying bite,
yeah. Okay,
that shit killed me,
for
bro.
me, my least
Bite?
favorite accent, and it's Baltimore. I hate.
I can deal with Baltimore. It don't sound right.
Truly dislike.
But when you say bike,
I grew up in the
you
South,
say
so I
bike.
heard people saying bike all the time and ret. Like people instead of saying right,
Iffy.
Like, or set, like
Iffy.
instead of saying sit down, they say sit down, ret now.
Iffy.
I'm used to that.
Iffy. I grew up in the South too, bro. I was used to it too. But when it became mainstream that everyone, because let's be for real, like, right? Atlanta niggas did not say bike. They said back. It wasn't great English, but they never said bike.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
a lot of
riding
people
a
don't really say bike.
bicycle. It wasn't until Plies came out and made that fucking track where I forgot what the damn track was, because I remember it plain as day in college, bruh. And everybody started saying bike. And I was like, where are we riding a bike to? They was like, no, go bring it bike. I was like, what? Bruh, that's the epitome
But I
of
guess that's like
accent I hate.
a Florida thing. I forgot where Plies is from. Is he from Miami? But it's a Florida thing. But
I think he might be.
But
it's Florida thing.
I mean, I just like it too. I guess that one doesn't bother me. It's Baltimore. It's Baltimore. The Baltimore accent. It okay.
Fort Myers, Florida.
I don't know Florida like that. Is that the Panhandle? Is that near Tallahassee? Tallahassee, Payne.
Fort Myers. I'm trying to see. Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at it on Google Maps. It's by. Oh, it's on the bottom, bruh. It's like the opposite of West Palm Beach. So West Palm Beach is on the East Coast.
Yeah,
Fort Myers is on
Florida. The bike stuff doesn't bother me. For me, the her stuff that was happening was from St. Louis. That was killing me for a while, but thank God that kind of isn't as popular anymore.
Yeah, but you can they made money off that, right?
I mean, they made it cool.
Where they kind of made it cool. Kinda.
They made it cool. I'm saying
you can't make the.
They're cool, yeah.
Who?
But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. But I agree. I'll put Plies number one, and even though being from South Jersey, the DMV was like
that might be why
next door to us, right? Like my grandfather would go to Delaware. Right.
The Baltimore accent.
It sucks because you can have like, you know what it reminds me of? It's like a hood ass UK slang.
I'd rather do so, brother, bruv, hey bruv, wait, what you doing, bruv?
But they don't. Yeah, they say different words differently, right? The Baltimore would say the same. Now Baltimore would say 5 different words the same fucking way, and you have to like, or the earn.
That drives me crazy.
You like, bro, what you say? Everybody else will mix those up. You'll at least have 3 words out of there, but like 6 earns, and they all spell differently.
My little tangent. I'm sorry. So wrapping up music, we had one more assignment you had given me was listen to the Joyner Lucas album. So I listened to the Joyner Lucas album, and I think it is a nice album. I enjoyed it. I won't lie. The first few songs, I was ready to cut it off because it was like, a 9-minute LA Leakers freestyle. I was like, okay, here you go again. I heard one chorus amongst 3 songs. Then he got into some stuff that I thought was pretty cool. But I'll admit now, because you said that at the time that was the better album that was out there. And I don't know, like, to me, it doesn't really make me want to keep running back to it. It just doesn't. Like, I think, there's a song where he samples somebody. I'm trying to think of it. It's it's one of the earlier songs on it. But I was listening to it, like, I should like this song. Why don't I like it? And it just felt like it felt to me like the his version of the sample. Okay, When I Need Love, that was it. So that when I Need Love, and he's sampling that, I think that's Escape. When I Need Love, and it's like the way he did the sample, instead of it being kind of sped up and like making you want to get into it, he kind of slowed it down. And to me, it's like the song was almost there, and the way in which he did it took me out of it. And I feel that way about a lot.
But it was missing something.
Well, I think he could rap his ass off, and I think he's getting better at just general song making. I still think like there's something missing that would make me want to come back and listen to it regularly. So my question to you is, what do you think he's missing to turn him into, more mainstream artist, to give him more mainstream success?
I think his concepts are good, right? Joyner Lucas to me has some of the out of this generation's of music has some of the greatest concepts. Um, he can he's like a mix lyrically, and I don't know why this just came to me. He's like a mix between fucking Royce da 5'9" and Eminem. Not saying he does it as good as both of them, but like when you listen to how he has that Royce mentality with an Eminem flow, and it's amazing. I don't know what is missing, and I agree to you. He is missing something because from my end, I think he should be bigger than what he is, and I don't know what it is that he's lacking that seems to not get people to gravitate towards him. Like even when he did that track on the last was it no on the album that was supposed to come out last year didn't come out. He had a track with him in Future, and I don't think it's on this album.
But you said it never came out, right?
Like, why did no one hear that? That was a nasty track.
Okay.
It came out as a single, but the album didn't come out. And I remember sending it to you like, yo, did you hear this? Like, he's supposed to have an album. The album never came out, or maybe this is the album with a new album cover, but the original, they don't have the listing anymore on iTunes, so I can't compare to see if the album that was supposed to come out last year is this same album with some different tracks. But I don't know what he's missing. But I mean, at the same time, it doesn't. I don't think it necessarily means he's missing something, because let's talk about Royce, right? And not to bring anybody else in, but I don't think Royce gets the respect that he deserves either. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's really missing something or he's just not what everyone wants to hear. The fact that they would rather listen to what's that white boy that pretty much makes fun of fucking drill music, Lil Malibu.
Lil Malibu.
All right, if when I tell you go listen to Lil Malibu, he is doing that Tekashi New York drill music. But if you listen to him, he's like Lil Dicky. He's not like intentionally being like a comedian, but it's just like he knows he can't do the same thing because he's white. Mm-hmm. Like he got a song with Fabio, and he about to say the N-word, and Fabio goes, chill, you know you can't say that. Like, okay. It's just like, come on, bro. But the kids love it. Like he's gotten enough. He went from a couple TikTok songs, YouTube songs, to having an album on iTunes that is actually getting some traction. And I don't get it. He got a song, check this out, because I don't like who he's dissing, and he says it's not a diss song. He got a song with Blueface's baby mama where she's dissing Blueface, and then talk about something, I don't do nothing but like Blueface or something. I take your girl, but it's not a diss song. The fact
that you mentioned that,
like, come on, bro.
I don't want to ever hear anything to do with Krishan Rock. I'm mad that I know her name.
Krishan Rock, there you go.
Failure of society that I know who she is.
I am too,
and so I will never listen to Lil Malibu, unfortunately, because of that. So I'm sorry. I'd rather just go listen to Lil Dicky, because I do like Lil Dicky. I think he can rap.
Don't listen.
So right,
go. Lil Dicky fire, bro. Don't get it twisted. But go listen to the Lil Malibu Fabio song. I have to find it and I'll let you know what it is.
I think if Joyner Lucas had, I think he's on the right trajectory. I think this album itself was cool. He has actual songs. It's not just a 3 minute rap verse, and you can't tell what the verse is. And there was a bridge I heard one time. So, yeah, no, if you look at his old shit,
He said, "I heard the bridge one time."
But I think he's headed there. I think
I know.
all he needs now is to make an actual single. Maybe if, like you said, he do another song with Future or somebody like that could make a song for him, and he just rap on top of it. I think that's what he needs. He needs like something like that. But
he's gonna have to do it with an artist that is worse than him, though. Like, not, let me say that, not necessarily worse than him, but it's gonna have to be with an artist that won't get the recognition. Because think about it, he had that track with Eminem, and everyone thought it was an Eminem song.
But I don't even think it needs that. I think it just needs to be a hit. Like, because nah. I think
you don't think that was a hit, the track with Eminem?
Song. I'm saying a hit meaning like people dance to it. I just don't. I don't think that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he can do it.
Okay. I got what you're saying.
Eminem had the Caterpillar was the last song that I think got like some good radio play. Not radio play, but you know what I mean? Like, actually got mainstream buzz from Eminem.
I didn't. Let me tell you this, bruh. And it's crazy that you said that. So I haven't listened to the radio since high school. Yeah. I didn't know Caterpillar made it to the radio, bro. That to me was not a radio track.
It wasn't a. But
no.
And I'm saying
I hear you. I'm just
wasn't
in awe, bro.
That's the last one that, and so like.
Yeah, but.
I mean,
I would not have imagined that Caterpillar made it to the radio. Again, I don't see people liking that.
But I'm saying it to say, a
song, I agree.
I think it is one of those things where you're hip hop head and you love classic rap, and so that's something dope to have. It doesn't really get you as far as it would have, 20 years ago. So,
right.
No,
that's
but
why
it can
I
be
said
someone
it has
who's
to be
a
someone
better rapper than
that's
him.
not
It just
Eminem.
has to be.
But let me ask you this:
hit, it'll. I think it could work. Gotcha.
That's why I changed the. That's why I said it didn't have to be worse than him.
Yeah,
and change it. It can't be someone that's already. You know what I mean?
Career just he's on the other end of it.
GOAT tier. Let me ask you this though. When you heard Caterpillar, because again, this is still mind blowing to me that Caterpillar was on the radio.
I don't.
Was it XM or was it FM?
Radio, so I don't have that in my car. It was. I think it was just like a DJ.
I had to ask, bro.
I think it was like, number 5.
I still would take that, dog. Because to me, Caterpillar. Again, when I think of Royce, I don't think Royce gets radio time unless it's Slaughterhouse.
But nah, I mean, the album was cool though. Joint Lucas
exactly.
Cool. I'll listen to the next one. I don't think I'll run back to listen to it again, but I'll give it another spin to see if anything stands out to me. But I will. So we'll take a hard pivot. Did you watch the last episode of X-Men 97? You did not. You fucking failed me, sir.
I ain't had no time. I'm gonna tell you now, between my wife having strep and my son perfect. Being sick,
shove the 260.
Yeah, I ain't had no time, bro.
And go do your thing. Problem solved.
He didn't have strep. I can't serve her in the room with him and give him strep. Fuck that.
Exactly. Just
I don't know. I'm younger than 3.
What did Trump say? Just drink some bleach and keep it moving.
Nah.
Come on, dog. Nah.
Fuck that, bruh.
Yeah, episode 5 is
Now, what
is
are we on?
it's
Episode 5
it's
though.
a really dope episode, and I wanted your opinion on it. There's no real
Okay.
point in discussing it if you haven't seen it, because the only way to discuss it is to spoil the whole thing. So we'll just move on from that. Then did you see the Joker 2 trailer? You did. What
I
before
did.
I ask
I
you,
did watch that.
did you like Joker 1?
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. Hell
Hell yeah.
no.
Did you like
Yeah,
Joker 1?
I could have done without. Joker?
Really?
Joker falls into one of those in the category of I could have
Oh,
done
if.
without this. I could have. Yeah.
Oh, if.
Look, the geek portion
What
is
happened
me
to the
wanting
geek
good
portion,
quality
bruh?
shit, and and Joker.
I thought Joker
It,
1
it,
was
I,
good quality
personally, I
shit,
think it
bruh.
was highly overrated. I think the fact that I understand, I don't even really understand why he won an Academy Award for it. Like, I think his.
Hold on, I done ripped the damn headphones out
My
listening to
opinion
your
isn't
bullshit.
I think it was.
Go ahead, bro. My
I think
bad.
it's. I don't. I think it was overrated personally. Like, I think it had.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad movie. I think people did too much for it. Yeah, way overhyped. And then like
You think it was
them
overhyped?
shoehorning the
Okay.
Bruce Wayne's family thing at the end of it, like I didn't like that. I thought that was lame and just unnecessary. So like, and this isn't I like Heath Ledger's Joker. I just think that this version of the Joker, had they removed its connection to say like the whole Wayne's, if they just kept like Wayne in the background, but you don't see it. I mean, like, there's you see Wayne Industry, so you know that it's
By
the same
himself?
Gotham that a Batman will be born into. I think that would have been better, because this doesn't look like the harbinger of chaos that Joker is or will become. It just looks like a guy having a psychotic break, which I think I think here's my opinion, and it's all rushing back to me. Had they just made the movie and not called it Joker and just called it, The Laugh, right? And it had remove it from Gotham, remove its connection to, I think it would have been a better movie. Like, because you call it the Joker and all this shit is like, I don't know. It's like you're making it what it's not. But it wasn't terrible. It just, I didn't want a sequel. I thought I was happy to be done. And now this shit's got a musical in it. It's just like, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I don't want to see it. But you're excited, right? What about it was exciting for you?
I am. I mean, I guess for me, I like the Joker, the first one. So I thought it was a good take. Obviously, there's some plot holes in that shit where he thought he
I could have
was.
told him.
All right,
Spoiler for Joker 1. I could
for
have
y'all
told
that
him
didn't
he
see
wasn't
Joker
dating
1,
Zazie Beats. I am a Zazie Beats stan. She ain't gonna date the woman. That's her name. The
what the
woman
fuck?
who played the love interest in
Zazie Beats?
Joker 1. You don't remember you
I
loved the
don't even
movie and
remember
you
her
didn't
like
even
that.
remember that he thought he was dating his neighbor, and then it turned out that she didn't. Her name is Zazie Beats. That's her name.
Oh, I was like, you threw me off with the Zazie Beats. Yeah, I hear you. Where he was like going crazy, thinking he was talking to her, and she's like, "This motherfucker stalking me." No, I wasn't. To me, I don't think that was a big piece. I think it was, and I guess here's what I liked about the movie. Right, I think it was a decent play on Joker before he was Joker. What led into why Joker was so fixated with one Bruce Wayne and causing chaos. That's why I liked it. I didn't like it for like, hey, I wouldn't go in thinking this was gonna be haha Joker like Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson. I went in thinking this is pre-Joker. This is how he became Joker, and I think Joaquin Phoenix did a good job at it. I mean, so that's why I like Joker 1, and I'm curious to see how Joker 2 is going to be. I didn't I guess from the trailer, I don't know what trailer you saw. I saw one, but you know how they have slight different versions. There was
Yeah.
singing in it, but I didn't look at it as it being a musical.
It was reported earlier. It
But
was
if you've
reported that
seen
it was going
something
to
where
be a
it says it's a
musical.
musical, that's weird for me. Yeah, I didn't know that. You know what it reminded me of when I saw like the singing and dancing shit? The Harley Quinn moment in Suicide Squad 2, where she
Right.
was like
Well,
prancing around. That's what I thought they were trying to play off of. So
it's not going to
if
be
it's a
everybody.
musical,
It's
now
not
I'm
going to be a
already kind of
musical.
let down because I
It's not
hate
going to be a
musicals,
musical. I
bro.
think the director came out and said there will be music set pieces in it. So there will be like some singing and some dancing, but it's not a musical. But I, I'm
But
gonna,
not a
having
musical.
not seen the movie and no desire to see the movie,
Okay.
I'm gonna spoil it for you. Listen, this is how predictable I think is gonna be. He was arrested at the end of part one. Uh, this one is gonna pick up with him in the mental
Mm-hmm.
institution. You're gonna see him and Harley Quinn
In
going on this
jail.
thing. There's just gonna be two psychos in the mental institution thinking they're doing all this shit, and they're not really gonna be doing much of anything. That's my theory on what's gonna happen and why. Like, because in the trailer you see them like, yeah,
I can see that.
yeah,
The trailer, it was like they
yeah,
were on stage doing all
and I
this
think that's
shit,
what's gonna
Black
happen.
Swan in it, and
He's
then
gonna
they're really
think
just
it's
dancing.
basically gonna be him falling deeper into psychosis, which might make for an interesting theory, right? Because one, I think DC movies in general are just not good, right? But a take on the Joker, like how you were saying, what if the Joker thinks he is Batman's nemesis? He thinks he is Batman's number one nemesis, when in actuality he's just a lunatic who never met Batman and doesn't even do any of the crimes that he thinks of, right? Like that would be an interesting take on the Joker.
uh, you know what's even funnier? And I was thinking that
Well,
too.
he
What
can't.
if
He's a
in this
child, right?
version Batman doesn't exist? The Joker.
He never exists.
Well, no. I'm not saying that portion,
Or
right?
never
I'm
will
saying
exist.
like he never existed. Like Batman is a right. Batman is a cartoon and or a actual TV show, kind of like how he did on the
Right.
first one with the stand-up guy, that the late night. What if it's a show and he's so fixated on
Yeah.
it that he's playing all this shit out in his head? Oh, Batman saving the day, and it's really
Right.
the fucking
Just
security
just putting
guard
him
in
back in the cell, right? Like that's it. Like you
Arkham
got out
Asylum.
again. Yeah,
Right.
come on. Let's take your meds.
Got
Go
you.
back to your
Get
cell.
your
And
ass
he
in
in
the
his
cell.
mind is like Batman did all this shit. Yeah.
Because he all does his shit at
Right.
night, and
Right.
it
I mean,
seems
that would
like the
be interesting.
motherfucker be sneaking out.
Yeah.
And
Not a take I want to spend $15
but
on
that
some
would be a
theater to
cool
watch.
take.
But
Nah, I wouldn't tell you to do that. I think we got free movie
got
tickets
you.
from the
Got
first
you.
one with
I
T-Mobile Tuesday. So
I
fuck
don't
it.
see myself doing it, but well. I'll watch it when it comes on HBO. When it comes on Max, I'll check it out on Max. I don't think I'll go to the theater for that. But well. Anyway, I think there's a good stopping point. I think we can end here for the day. What you think? Oh, you got a question, right? You got one of your questions. Go ahead.
I got a question. I got two questions. Well, one question for two things, whatever, however you want to say it.
No.
Did we talk about Roadhouse, the movie?
No, I have not.
All right. So I'm assuming you haven't seen it.
Oh no, yeah, I haven't seen that. Oh
It's
no,
the movie
Netflix,
where
right?
Conor McGregor is the villain.
It's on Prime. It's on Prime. I just googled it.
All right.
All right.
I don't know if it's on Netflix, but wherever you can find it and go watch it. And then let's talk about that. Okay. I didn't know that. We saw it on Plex. But go watch it and and let's talk about it. And then the second movie I want to bring up
Never
that
heard
we
of that.
saw Friday was Sleeping Dogs. Yo, I didn't either. It's a Russell Crowe movie.
Okay.
When you want to talk about motherfucking plot twist, go watch that one. It's not a it's a crime suspense movie. It's not gonna be super action filled. It's more
Gotcha.
like a mystery. But as the story reveals itself, you can be
Nah,
like,
you gotta
what
let me know
the
ahead of time.
fuck, bro?
If you let me know ahead of time,
So I didn't know, because I know you watch a lot of movies. I didn't know if you've seen either one of those.
Nah, even though I'm
And
beefing
if you
because
did, I just wanted to
you
talk
had
about it.
time for Sleeping
Nah, yeah,
Dogs and not X-Men '97.
that's why it's the last question tonight, because if you answer right. So first of all, again, Friday night is date night. Wifey don't want to watch X-Men '97 as much as I want her to, because I was like, yeah, we got to watch X-Men '97.
Romance,
oh yeah,
love triangle, it has action.
All right, cool.
It's got everything
I'll watch
you
them
need
all.
in 30 minutes. I'm just saying.
if agree, but that bitch is also an animation, and that shit don't fly well with chicks like that.
You walk in as Wolverine, she come in as Jean Grey. Oh, you got a question, right? You got one of your questions. Go ahead.
I got a question. I got two questions. Well, one question for two things, whatever, however you want to say it.
No.
Did we talk about Roadhouse, the movie?
No, I have not.
All right. So I'm assuming you haven't seen it.
Oh, no, yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's the movie where Conor McGregor is the villain.
It's on Prime. It's on Prime. I just Googled it.
All right.
All right.
I don't know if it's on Netflix, but wherever you can find it and go watch it. And then let's talk about that. Okay. I didn't know that. We saw it on Plex. But go watch it and let's talk about it. And then the second movie I want to bring up that we saw Friday was Sleeping Dogs. Yo, I didn't either. It's a Russell Crowe movie.
Okay.
When you want to talk about motherfucking plot twist, go watch that one. It's a crime suspense movie. It's not gonna be super action filled. It's more like a mystery. But as the story reveals itself, you can be like, what?
Let me know ahead of time.
Fuck, bro.
If you let me know ahead of time.
So I didn't know, because I know you watch a lot of movies. I didn't know if you've seen either one of those.
Nah, even though I'm beefing.
And if you did, I just wanted to talk about it.
time for Sleeping Dogs,
that's why.
Not X-Men '97.
That's why it's the last question tonight, because if you answer right. So first of all, again, Friday night is date night. Wifey don't want to watch X-Men '97 as much as I want her to, because I was like, yeah, we got to watch X-Men '97.
Oh yeah, love triangle, it has action.
All right, cool.
It's got everything
I watch
you
them
need
all.
in 30 minutes. I'm just saying.
if agree, but that bitch is also an animation, and that shit don't fly well with chicks like that.
You walk in as Wolverine, she come in as Jean Grey. You gotta get into it.
Shit. Now, realistically, dude, I didn't see the topic list till today, and I wasn't at home at all today, so that's why I didn't watch it yet.
So, which one of those two would you recommend I start?
But yeah, I'll kick it in.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna tell you, Roadhouse is gonna be a better commentary for next week's episode. But Sleeping Dogs is really good.
I mean, well, we can do.
So I would like to hear your thoughts on it.
You tell me which
when
one
I tell
you
you
think
plot
would be
twist
the better
is the plot twist,
and that's the one I'll watch. Gotcha. All right, then we'll do Roadhouse then.
I want you to watch Roadhouse
it'll be.
because I want you to see. I want you to see Conor McGregor. That's going to be the better conversation.
We'll do a deep dive on Roadhouse.
But a better movie is Sleeping Dogs.
To catch up on next week. All right, cool. Well, in that case, I think we end it here. We did good, right at an hour 11 minutes.
I'll watch them.
Nah. I don't think anybody wanted that.
We did.
But
hey, we ain't got a 3-hour episode today.
Right. Peace.
Absolutely. Holla at y'all. Peace.